Okay, thank you everyone. I think we're going to begin now. So thanks for your votes. So today, we're very excited to be revealing the newest member of the AutoTURN product family. And here it is, AutoTURN Online. My name is Stephen Chan, and I'm joined here by our product manager, Andres Velez, to introduce you to this new tool. If you have any questions during the webinar, please feel free to type your questions into the chat. We'll try to address them at the very end. So let's begin. Most of you in the audience have known us for 25 years through AutoTURN or our other design products like Taurus, GuideSign, baseplan. Today, AutoTURN is known as the industry standard for turning path analysis and is being used in over 120 countries. With our results validated through field tests and our R&D efforts, our unmatched expertise in swept path domain gives you a peace of mind that you can design with confidence. It has been a pleasure to have supported you in your past designs, whether it was just for a quick vehicle check or to lay out the geometric design of intersections, roundabouts, or the infrastructure of tomorrow. As you have seen, in the last 8 years, we've worked non-stop to advance AutoTURN and its technologies. In fact, we've created a family of products to suit your particular needs. For instance, in the CAD environment, we have AutoTURN Lite, Standard, and Pro that works on the most common platforms like AutoCAD, Civil 3D, MicroStation, BricsCAD, and ZWCAD. These three products offer a range of tools from the bare essential tools to the most advanced patent-pending 3D clearance analysis and the patented IntelliPath tool, which uses artificial intelligence to automate drive paths. These are really leading-edge technologies. For architects using Revit, we've provided some of our essential tools to work on that platform. Now, collectively, more than 30,000 designers in the world are working with these tools. But we believe even more people can benefit from this trusted technology, especially designers that might want to perform the analysis outside of the CAD platform, like Vectorworks, ArchiCAD, 12D Model, AutoCAD LT, and others. For existing AutoTURN users, AutoTURN Online is going to be an excellent companion, adding more value to your toolset. So today we're introducing AutoTURN Online, where you can quickly, easily, and confidently perform turning path analysis directly in your web browser without the need of CAD. In fact, no installation is required, so it means you can access it anywhere and anytime as long as you have internet connection from your workstation or laptop. Here's how it works. Step 1. You can import your base plan, whether it's an aerial image or DXF, directly into AutoTURN Online. Step 2. Choose the right design vehicle for the scenario. And step 3, simulate your forward and reverse movements, save the drawing directly online, or export the simulations back into CAD so you can overlay it onto your original drawing file. To give you some ideas on how you could use it, here are a few scenarios. For design reviews, you may come across the need to perform some vehicle checks quickly to validate a design, whether it's for checking clearances or verifying additional design vehicles like fire trucks or recreational vehicles. And sometimes you might even need to review a drawing submission in PDF format. AutoTURN Online could definitely help you in this. Scenario number 2. Conceptual design. At this stage, you might want to perform analysis on an aerial image to test your concepts. Maybe you're trying to convey your vehicle circulation movements to your internal staff or to clients. Or maybe you wish to run some quick analysis yourself without using CAD. And finally, scenario number 3. This is most applicable to those of you that work on platforms like AutoCAD LT, ArchiCAD, Vectorworks, and so on. All of these platforms can export in DXF format. And so even if you're working on Mac operating systems using any of these platforms, you will be able to perform these checks. Currently, you simply just don't have the tools for turning path analysis, whether it's conceptual design or even up to detailed design, but we think AutoTURN Online could be the solution for you. So with that, we really want to jump right into the tool to give you a sense of how things work. So I'm going to pass it to Andre Velez to do a demo for you guys.
All right. So hello, everyone. Thanks a lot, Stephen. And yeah, we can go right away to AutoTURN Online. So let me just bear with me for a second. I cancel the PowerPoint. And as you can see, you can sign up for free to AutoTURN Online. And then the next thing will be to just log in. And you will essentially get this this screen. So the first thing we need to do to start doing some analysis is click on the new drawing option over here, and this will essentially ask you which type of file you would like to upload to the cloud to perform the analysis. So one of the scenarios that was presented in the PowerPoint included or mentioned reviewing some designs that we have received from other designers, and we want to evaluate a couple of things on them. So for that, I'm going to use the XF file. So the way to load it, let me just go back one so you can see it clearly, is to upload CAD geometry, and that means we'll be uploading a DXF file. Then we can just select the file we would like to use. In this case, we're going to be checking bus terminal, which we have received, and it's now uploading the file to AutoTURN Online. It's going to take a minute or two, maybe because yeah, we're broadcasting, so internet will be a little bit slower on our end. So it's yeah, it's loading right now. Let me just kill this one for a moment, and let's try to do it again. So new drawing, and then we're going to upload CAD geometry. We have our DXF file, which is the bus terminal, and now our file is being uploaded to the cloud. And for this bus terminal, for this design, there are a couple of things we would like to evaluate. One of the first things we would like to check, for example, is whether an articulated bus can enter the terminal and maybe go to the stop position here so that it can upload and download some passengers. So to start creating simulations, the first thing we need to do is select our design vehicle. For that, we're going to click here. And this shows you all the vehicles that are there available for you in AutoTURN Online. I'll give you a bit, well, some hints about how this works in a minute. But essentially here we can just scroll down to see all the vehicles and libraries that are there. But if we want to find our vehicle quickly, we can just use the search button there and just type the vehicle that we're looking for. So we mentioned we wanted to see an articulated bus. So let me just get the AutoTURN Design library, and we can select our vehicle by clicking on it. You can see all the main dimensions there and the vehicle information. And then all we need to do is say OK to that. And we're pretty much ready to start creating our simulations. Let me just, we can set up some properties in advance. I just want to make sure that I have the vehicle body envelope checked. So we're good to go. And then the next thing is select Generate ArcPath Simulation. So for those of you that are familiarized with AutoTURN, it'll work exactly the same. For those of you that are not familiarized, this the process is essentially 2 steps: select the design vehicle and then select ArcPath, and you'll see now the vehicle is attached to my mouse pointer. I can zoom in to where I want my simulation to start by using the scroll wheel in your mouse. The first click defines the starting position, and you can see now the vehicle is snapped there, and I can define the orientation just by hovering with the mouse and clicking where I want it to go. So once we click there, we're essentially ready to start moving this vehicle. If we press the mouse scroll wheel, it'll allow us to pan, and then we can just start driving the vehicle as if we were just by indicating the desired position with the cursor. So we can come all the way to here, and then maybe start making this turn, and we can identify already that it's taking part of that hatch area to accomplish the maneuver, which is fine. That's the reason why it's a hatch in the first place. And we can go around this corner and then turn a little bit tighter to get to the parking spot over there. And then once we have the vehicle where we want it to go, we can essentially do a right click. Well, we need to place it first, and then if we do a right click, it allows us to finish. We can also finish it in this interface, but since it's more comfortable to do it here, I'm going to finish the maneuver there. Now, let's say another evaluation we would like to do is for these scenarios, what happens if this bus is now parking here and want to check whether it's possible for other buses, smaller buses, to navigate the terminal and maybe get around or go around here. So for that, we may want to evaluate a smaller bus. So once again, we can go to our vehicles interface and select a smaller one. So for that, maybe we can use this one over here. If we say OK to that, now that vehicle has been selected, and we can start producing the maneuver. I don't want to go all the way back since our articulated bus covered like the worst case scenario. But now let's say we want to see where this vehicle can make it and where we have enough clearance to go around while the other vehicle is there. So we can come all the way to here, and just by clicking we're indicating the position. And we can see it's pretty tight at that position between the envelopes, but we can still go through. Maybe just bring it up to here and finish. Now let's say we want to evaluate a clearance for these vehicles. We want to make sure there's enough space between the bus that is parked here and the other bus which is circulating through the infrastructure. We can set up clearances for either the body envelope or the tire envelopes, depending on the scenario that you guys are checking. So if we select our simulation first, just by clicking on it, and if we do a right click, you will see some options that are available. So if we want to set some clearance envelopes, we can go to the properties here. And right now we have our vehicle body. But let's say we want to have a safety buffer, and we want to see how the body clearance will be. Let me just change the colors here so that it's more obvious. So we have our vehicle body in green. We want to make our body clearance probably blue, and we want to specify, maybe have a, or see if we can make, or if we can have a 3-foot clearance between this bus, single unit bus, and the articulated bus that is parked there. So if we say OK to that, you can see the simulation has been refreshed. We have that clearance while the vehicles are parked, while the articulated bus is parked here. So the other one can kind of navigate through the infrastructure without major problems. And yeah, we have our safety buffer essentially. Once we're at this stage, if we have completed all the analysis we want to do, we may want to insert the vehicle profile just to show the vehicles that we use for the analysis. So that is also possible using the Place Vehicle Profile tool. So once we click there, it's going to take the latest vehicle we used, and it's going to allow you to insert the vehicle profile here. This profile, of course, gives you more the realistic profile view of the vehicle and the main dimensions and characteristics of it. If we want to also show the articulated bus, we can go back to the interface, select the articulated bus, say OK to that, and then insert that profile. So this way we can convey to our stakeholders the vehicles we use for the analysis, and they will get a sense of what was used and how the analysis was done. The final step for this, if you want to keep your drawing in the cloud, you can save it, and this is going to save a copy of your drawing and your simulations in the cloud, or you can export your simulations, in which case there will be, if I click here, the simulations, as you can see here, have been exported to my local machine, and then I can take those simulations and bring them back into my original drawing. So for reviewing design scenarios, this is how AutoTURN Online can help you to do a quick check and evaluate whether movements are valid through your final designs. So this covers our first scenario. Now, to introduce the second one, there are cases where we want to do conceptual design or check preliminary or do preliminary analysis on situations. For example, if you're at a client's office and they're looking at trying to see whether it's worth analyzing certain vehicles coming to their infrastructure, you may want to do this analysis over maybe an aerial image. So that brings us to our next scenario. So in this case, well, I could perhaps just save it. This way it's going to be saved in the cloud and I'll be able to access it afterwards. If we go back to drawings, you can see the drawing's been saved here. And now we're going to our second scenario. So if I click new drawing, I'm going to be asked again about what type of file I would like to import. And in this case, since it's conceptual design, we're going to be working on an aerial image. So if I click here, again, I'm going to be prompted to select the file. I already have this site defined here. So this is a JPEG image. If we click OK, the image is being uploaded. The first thing we will get when you're working with aerial images is we need to scale those first so that the analysis is kind of according with the image and is in the right proportion or scale. So first thing you will get is a quick tutorial on how to do that. Since I'm going to show you, I'm going to just skip that. And once again, we can zoom in to whatever location where we have a dimension or a length that is known to us. We need to essentially select that dimension by making 2 clicks. So I'm going to do one here and the other one over here, and you can see it's showing me right now what the length for that stall is. So it's essentially right now it's 8.53 feet, and we want to make it 9 feet, so it's the standard for North America. And now the image has been scaled, and that means we're ready to start doing some analysis. So one of the first things we would like to check for this scenario is whether emergency vehicles can have access or not. So one of the libraries that you will find available for AutoTURN Online includes city vehicles. So essentially that library includes manufacturer-based vehicles for emergency vehicles such as fire trucks, refuse vehicles, transit, and so on. So we're going to go to that library, and since I know the name of the vehicle that I'm looking for, which is a SMEAL aerial fire truck, all I need to type is just a couple of words and I get all the this manufacturer-based vehicles. In this case, I'm looking for essentially a mid-size bumper. So I can go through the library, maybe use this guy over here, so we can select this one. And then again, we can go with the generate ArcPath. One thing I would like to do first is just let me remove the clearance so we're not distracted by that. So it's okay, it's gone because it's a new file. And then we can start checking access for this vehicle. So we want to perhaps come from the north. And again, first click defines starting position, second click defines the orientation, and we can start dragging the vehicle right away. So we can verify that it can make this turn over here. And then we can continue dragging this. And go all the way down here. So apparently this vehicle can go all the way to where the fire hydrant is, which is around here. So we have kind of like successfully created the simulation. We'll be more relaxed about this vehicle coming into this site. Now let me show you some more functionality for let's say another evaluation we would like to do. So for example, let's say our customer here is trying to see whether he'll be able to use more of his warehouse and bring a larger vehicle to this site. So let's say we're switching to a larger single unit truck, and we would like to evaluate whether the vehicle can make it to this spot over here. So I'm going to delete the fire truck since we know it works for this. So yeah, you'll be asked to confirm whether you want to delete that simulation. In this case, we do want. Let me do some setup first, because now since we're bringing a larger truck, we'll be a little bit concerned about this parking stalls over here, maybe this one as well. So one thing that AutoTURN Online will allow you to do is to essentially place stationary vehicles. So if we type AutoTURN, and I apologize, yeah, maybe it's, yeah. So if we type AutoTURN, I'm sorry about that. We're looking now for passenger cars because we would like to place them at the parking stalls, see how close our truck will come. So to set up that scenario, we can click again in generate arc path. We can place the vehicle here, for example, and just to there, and then maybe finish the simulation right there. We can add another one, for example, next to this one, and finish there. And since we're probably interested, well, we can leave it there just to make things easier. So the next thing will be to select our larger truck. In this case, I want to use a single, let's say this was designed by a single unit 30, but we want something that's slightly bigger. So we're looking at this guy over here. So again, we just pick the vehicle and we can start generating the simulation. Let's say from here, first click, second click, and then we can come all the way down to here. Here, and then we can make the turn. We can see it's pretty tight there, actually. So that will be one of the concerns. And now we want to check whether the vehicle can make it to the stall we have next to our warehouse. And for that, we'll need to create a reverse maneuver. So we can drive the vehicle forward till we want to, or until the point we think it's going to be good enough to start reversing. In this case, we can say, okay, maybe over here, you can see it's already taking some of the stalls. And you can see this small arrow over here, and this is what's going to allow us to generate the reverse. So if I just click on it, now the vehicle is moving in reverse, and we can start, again, just drag the vehicle to the desired position over there. And we can see, yeah, this guy can effectively make it all the way to there. We can finish the simulation so that you can see it clearly. And you can see, yeah, it can navigate to that spot, but it's going to take, well, at least 2 stalls over here that we won't be able to use while this vehicle is, well, coming to this warehouse. If we want to see how the vehicle will do or will get out of the spot, if we use the continue simulation, once again, we can click. And let me just, yeah, and then there's now a red arrow in front of the vehicle, and this is what's going to allow us to continue the maneuver going forward. And we can get our vehicle essentially out of the spot. Just very easy, very quickly. We can assess that. If you're finally just to demonstrate this. If you're interested, for example, in seeing, okay, how many vehicles can I fit in a store lane, for example, here, you can also do, or you can also perform that type of analysis. I'm going to use a passenger car just to show you that functionality very quickly. Once again, we select our vehicle. We can start, let's say, probably over here. And let's point in that direction. And then once we make the turn over there, we can go all the way to the end. And maybe try to exit a little bit. If we finish that, there is the option to add vehicles. So if we click that and we click our simulation, now we can drag and just place vehicles at a certain separation to see how many of them can we fit. This tool will also help you or allow you to see how the vehicle is performing during the turn. So if you want to have a closer look of, okay, how is it going to turn over here? Just by dragging, you can see or kind of like animate the simulation. So with that, again, we can, sorry, I forgot about that. We can, again, save the project and we can export it, in which case it's going to be a JPEG image. So I'm going to save it first and then export, and then you can see a PNG file is being exported to my local machine. So with that, I would like to conclude my technical presentation. Now, in regards to the libraries, as I mentioned, there are many libraries available in the case of North America. This is what's available for you. It works on a subscription or yearly base. We have ASHTO 2011, TAC 1999, Brazil standard vehicle libraries, and extended vehicle libraries or manufacturer-based libraries, such as the city vehicles, which includes emergency vehicles, recreational vehicles, refuse collection, snow removal, and transit. We have libraries for mining as well, and for port and transport, which includes agriculture, freight, marine, port, transport, and warehouse. So all these libraries are available for you. You can select the ones you like to use for by a month, or maybe on a subscription base. If you want to take a closer look of the vehicles that are there, you can go to the browse option here, and then you can essentially just use the arrows to navigate and see the vehicles that are available for each library. Right now I'm looking at US, but if we go to Canada, you can see the TAC library is there. And you can see all the vehicles that are there available. For the city vehicles, you can search or look by category. If you're only interested in emergency, recreational, or refuse, you can just take a look of what's available there for you. So with that, I'll conclude my presentation. At this moment, I would like to ask you a few questions, try to get your feedback in regards to this. So I'm going to launch our next question. We're going to have a couple of minutes for you to respond. I would really appreciate your feedback in regards to this. Thanks a lot. I'm collecting all your feedback. I'm going to give you just a couple of more seconds to finish, probably a minute, and then I'll launch your question. It's essentially a 2 questions poll. Awesome. Thanks so much. So let me just close this one and launch the other question that I have for you. Excuse me. All right. So yeah, we have a couple of more seconds, and then we'll jump back. We'll go back to our presentation. All right. Perfect. So I'm going to close this one now. I think a lot of you voted, so thanks so much for your feedback. Oh, yeah, you're still voting, so I'm going to keep it for a couple of more seconds, and yeah, then we'll continue. All right, so thanks a lot for your feedback, and now we're going to head back to our PowerPoint. So let me just launch it here. Perfect, and I'm going to hand this back to Stephen. So.
All right, thank you, Andres. It was a good demo to give you a sense of what AutoTURN Online does. So just a quick summary for everybody. You saw how you can perform simulations, evaluate turning space and clearances just by picking the vehicles that you need. The analysis can be performed on aerial image in minutes. Very easy, as you saw. DXF can be imported, exported. It works directly in your internet browsers, whether you're on PC or Mac, using the same trusted AutoTURN technology. And finally, being an online tool lets you access anywhere and anytime while keeping your projects safe and secured. So before we look at all the questions that came through, some of these might come through your mind. When is it available? What's available, and pricing? So when starting today, you can visit www.autoturnonline.com and select your regions to start the software. Once you have set up an account, you will automatically be given a 7-day free access of a regional vehicle library, so you can begin testing. What's available? Monthly and yearly subscription for various vehicle libraries are available. You'll basically find the two types of vehicle libraries: ones that are regional vehicle library bundles for the listed countries, covering the standard or guideline design vehicles, and then the other bundles are for the extended vehicle library bundles, which covers manufacturer's specified vehicle or dimensions according to manufacturer specs. And they're grouped by city vehicles. There's one for ports and transport, and there's one for mining and construction. As for pricing, I think you saw a glimpse of it. Visiting our pricing page will get you all the details. And we also would like to take this opportunity to make a special announcement to our valued AutoTURN MAP customers. If you're currently on MAP, our maintenance assurance program for AutoTURN or AutoTURN Pro, your organization will be entitled to use AutoTURN Online from now until June 15, 2017, completely free. So feel free to test it. Give it to your senior engineers or intermediate engineers that do a lot of design reviews and see how they can benefit from it. More details will be provided to you in a separate email if you would like to take advantage of this new tool. So look out for that email. And with that, we encourage you to sign up for free, take it for a test drive. For those of you, you can even visit directly us.autoturnonline.com to get to the website. And I think we'll just look through and scan through the questions to see if there's anything that we can address at this point. So we're just scanning through any of the questions. Hopefully we can answer some of them. So some I think we have already addressed. Can you use the software online for free? Do we have to have an existing license to use the software online? So as mentioned, for our MAP customers, you have access to it right away from now until then. For the libraries that we offer, can we use them with CAD as well as online? So these libraries are strictly for AutoTURN Online, but similar vehicles are available for our regular AutoTURN product. So let us know what you're looking for. We're always there to support you, to make sure we provide the vehicles that you need. So if you have multiple licenses, so all the information will come for our MAP customers, so watch for that email and we'll provide you with the instructions to get some accounts on AutoTURN Online. But from now till then, from now until the email, you can feel free to go directly to AutoTURNOnline.com to start your accounts. As mentioned, the 7-day free trial is available, so you can test it from now till 7 days. I think we might have captured most of it through our presentation. Do you see anything, Andres?
Well, I guess, yeah, well, the third option that was in the interface is if you want to just test the vehicle. So that's essentially a blank drawing. So you can essentially just use a blank drawing and then see how the vehicle will turn, how tight it can turn, or just to like get up to speed with the tool. There is another one.
Okay, when you export a file from AutoTURN Online back to a CAD format, what layer does the simulation appear on? It will be assigned on
It's just
one layer?
One layer, yeah.
There's another question about whether there will be direct integration with online mapping services like Google, Bing, etc. Do you always need to upload a static image? I think that's on our wish list item, and we'll look into opportunities to work with mapping services. So there's a question about whether the webinar will be recorded, and yes, it is recorded, so we'll send you a link so you can share this with your other colleagues that might not be able to make it today. So there's a question about whether vehicles can be customized directly in AutoTURN Online. Currently it doesn't, but we're exploring opportunities to create custom vehicles. It looks like there might be more on the bottom of the list. Let's see. So there's, oh, okay. Oh, okay. So let's see if there's any other question. Is there a metric version? You can definitely control units within AutoTURN Online, so it's just a matter of selecting the units you would like. Covers both imperial and metric. With regards to, there's a question about, is there a network license option? Currently it's all single unit per seat, but we're looking at expanding and seeing where the needs are, and if there are needs for license option, they can be made available in the future. We're just collecting as much feedback as possible at this point, so we really value everyone that shared their feedback with us. I think with that we might have to cache all the other questions later on and try to address any additional ones that are coming through. There's a lot of, we're trying to go through the list, but there's quite a bit of comments versus questions, so it's a little bit difficult to filter through. Okay, so with that, I think we'll follow up with those of you that are interested in learning more about the product. We appreciate your time. We want to keep this session relatively short. We hope you enjoy the session and learn a little bit about what our latest technologies are all about. Thank you for your time.